Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Hi, Tracy. How are you? I hope everybody's having a good day. Hi, Nabby. Hi, Suzette. How are you? How's everybody doing today? Hi, Dana. Hope you're having a good day. Hi, Tamara. How are you doing today? Hi, Teresa. I don't have a ton of time today. And if you hear my dishwasher in the background, that's what's the noise. It's actually kind of loud. Suzette says, hi, baddies. Hi, Anne. I'm well, thank you. How are you? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Nozomi. You're exhausted and drained? Yeah, a lot of people are right now. Oh, we lost the volleyball game. But it was actually a fun volleyball game. Everybody was good-spirited, and we had a lot of good rallies, and it was close, so... You're sick, Dana. I'm sorry to hear that. Was like a flu or a cold? Hi, Diana. I'm well, thank you. Hi, Kristen. You feel amazing today? Where's this energy coming from? Tracy, you know, it's a mixed bag of energy, to be honest with you. I think it's tiring, but it's what you make of it too, right? If you're sleeping enough, if you're eating well, if you feel good, then I'm glad you feel good. Hi, Frederick. How are you? Oh, you had the flu, Dana. I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that. Well, we'll pull some cards. We'll kind of feel things out and see what's going on. You need a good night's sleep. Last night was not a great sleep, not horrible. Weird dreams. Woke up a few times. Felt tired. But then again, I'm pretty busy right now. So maybe I'm a little bit too much on the go. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Tony. How are you? Hi, Eden. I'm well, thank you. How are you? Hi, Monk. How are you? All right, so we'll kind of feel things out a little bit. Good. Let's pull some cards. Hi, Purnima. How are you? You've been up since 7? Busy day of work or just running around? Hopefully you can rest later. Guten Abend. How are you, Denise? Nice to see you. What's new in Deutschland? You're in Monte Carlo, aren't you? Nice. You saw your mom and dad today. Okay, so you had a busy day. All right, let's get into it. Let's see. What is the current vibe today? Ace of Pentacles. You know, there's an opportunity for new energy, and I've been seeing that in the readings lately, a lot of new. So Ace of Pentacles is like the first coin that kind of goes into the piggy bank, right? It's the investment in something. It's a new home, a new job, a new relationship. It's something new, you know? Oh, that's lovely. Thank you, Aiden. I appreciate that. So Ace of Pentacles is something new. And on this card specifically, it says, wow, what an abundant opportunity. You know, what an abundant opportunity. So it's what you make of it, right? All right, let's see what else. The owl. I'm laughing when I was telling Karma not to eat the owl in the reading the other day, because this was the card she was trying to chomp on. Hi, Grace. How are you? So this energy is about seeing through the facade, secrets lifted, insights, explore the unknown, or know what's going on. Well, with the Ace of Pentacles, I would say this is about trying to figure things out, explore the unknown, right? Trying to figure out where things are going, but we can only go one foot in front of the others. Hi, Becca. Hey, baddies. So... Hi, Christina. How are you? Hi, Peter. How are you? So let's see what else we need to know. Hi, Kira. All right, let's get into it. Hi, Seal. Kitties are good. Kitties are good. No, it's the dishwasher. It's the dishwasher in the background. So, well, shut up. People always come back. They're always going to communicate. I'm assuming that if it's your husband, there will be a message or a call in there somewhere, right? Hi, Tashni. Hi, Anthea. But again, it all depends on what you're looking for, right? I'm from Toronto, Canada. Your birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday. Yeah, very sunny day yesterday. And actually today it was very cool and kind of like dark in the morning, and like now the sun is finally coming out. So let's see the potential or the challenge today. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is ultimate wish fulfillment. It is happiness, right? So basically your potential is happiness. Your challenge is, can you allow the happiness in? Hi, we're just starting. How are you? You adopted a cat. Oh, Denise, I'm so happy to hear that. A British short hair, blue eyes, and he has full control over you. Well, of course, dogs have owners, cats have staff. Of course. My cats own me too. So let's see. 10 of Cups, happiness. I've seen a lot of 10s lately. Oh, the clouds. This is my point. The clouds is all about overthinking, problems, confusion, misunderstandings. So it's like an energy that says, are you allowing your happiness in? Right? Interesting. Interesting. Yes. Yes. We're doing a tarot reading. You're heavy in the overthinking, Grace. I hear you. A lot of people are right now because it's like this energy of what's next, right? Everybody's wondering what's next. How do I get there? How do I do this? What am I leaving behind? There's always this worry, right? So let's take a look. Hi, Deepti. How are you? Yeah, this is a free change. This is a general collective reading. Hi, Jose. How are you? Hi, Jill. Exactly. So, Grace, everything's the unknown, but that can also be super exciting as well. It doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be complicated, you know? Yeah, Denise just said it. Energy right now is up and down, right? So let's take a look. We're a house full of baddies, Becca. I know. I know. Love it. I know. Grace, what's your zodiac sign? Everybody loves to have things planned out. You know, well, I should say everybody. Many people like to have things planned out. But planning is control. It's just, oh, you're a Virgo. I'm a Virgo too, Grace. I'm a little more of the organized chaos kind of Virgo type. But I would just say that, yeah, you like to have a plan, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to get you where you want to be, right? So, hi, Anu. How are you? Let's take a look. Let's see. What should we focus on today? Ah, the patient witch. And you know, I said this to somebody the other day. One of the reasons why I'm not totally a fan of this card. I mean, let's see how well you know me if I ask you why. It's called the patient witch. Let's see how well you know me. Let me play a game for those of you that know me. Why don't I like this card? Look at the imagery and look at the description. Patient witch. Totally understand, Kira. Christine is right. Yeah, look, you guys know me so well. No waiting, no waiting, no waiting. Yeah, we don't wait, says Ella. I love it. Patience isn't waiting, Melissa said. I love it. She's waiting, says Jen. Yeah, exactly. So here's my point. Hi, Jen. Hopefully I said hi. I don't know if I missed it. It's this. It's the arms crossed, laying on the bed, and it says patient, right? As in like the patient witch. This isn't being patient. Patient doesn't mean you sit there and you wait. Patience means you go live your life. You got to go do what you got to go do. Let things attract to you. If you're not making any moves, and if nothing's changing, then how's anything going to change, right? You know? Well, Grace, I get what you're saying. That's just changing the word though, proactively. Like if I said to you, what does it mean to wait proactively? Can you give me a definition of waiting proactively? Because waiting in general means looking at your watch going, when, Kelly? You wouldn't believe how many people come to me and say, Kelly, when am I going to meet my person? When am I going to get that job? When is my life going to change? Right? So No, that's okay. It's all good. It's the Virgo in me, probably like you, when we look at words. Because I think you're right in theory, but the thing is that we've got to put ourselves out there, right? Yeah. Because waiting is kind of going like, well, when, and that's trying to control the who, what, when, where, why, and how. You're right, Grace. So like doing other things while waiting, but I don't like the term waiting because when we're waiting on someone or something, it's kind of just like we're contingent on someone else or something, right? Yeah, Alex, exactly. We're allowing the universe to do its thing while we do ours. Exactly. Exactly. So I kind of like the idea of putting ourselves out there and seeing where it takes us, right? So that's why I can't say I'm a fan of the way they worded this, but that's me being a picky Virgo in that aspect. But it says, learn to get comfortable with sitting still whenever necessary. There is truth to that, that sometimes you have to know how to just stay still and do nothing. So I can look at this card in various ways and say that I like it or I don't like it. I do think sometimes we are overscheduled and over busy. And we do need to know how to do nothing, to be bored, to sit in our own thoughts. Because, I mean, how many people do you know work just so that they're not in their own thoughts? Clean up, organize, on the go, doing every task imaginable just so that they don't think, you know? So, I don't know. You just have to remember that there's a balance, right? Everything is a balance. So let's see what else we need to know. So really, that's the Hangman card. The Hangman card really basically says, okay, we're in a bit of limbo. We're searching for clarity. When you get the clarity, you got to make a move, right? Hi, Shruti. How are you? So there's the Rider, and the Rider is actually telling you to go full speed ahead, Kiara just said, I was a super avoidant by staying too busy, and last 2 weeks I've been in hermit. Hard, but so worth it. It's interesting that you say that because a lot of people who display avoidant tendencies, that doesn't mean someone is a full avoidant, but avoidant tendencies keeps themselves very busy so that they don't have to think, right? Or be in their emotions, Hi, doctor, how are you? So for me personally, I'm okay with being lazy when I'm lazy. Like I don't have an issue with overscheduling myself in the sense that like if I do nothing, I will do nothing and I will not feel guilty about it. I will take a nap. I will sit on my rear, I will watch a show, and it will not bother me. Whereas I have friends who, if they aren't scheduled, they will just fill in that spot with something else. That's how you were? Okay. So are you working at now balancing that? Is that what you're saying, Kara? I feel like that's what you're saying. The Rider is saying full speed ahead, but it's also talking about maybe a messenger. Now, the Rider can be considered a younger lover, and you might wonder why. Any page card that comes through, pages are messengers, and they're typically young energy, okay? So you've learned to slow down and feel and heal. That's amazing, Kara. I'm happy to hear that for you. That's good. So the Rider is possibly about a message, but be careful that you're not waiting on a message either, because this is kind of like what she's doing. It almost feels like. And with this card, is anybody in that mode where you're kind of like waiting on something? Hi Val, how are you? So you feel guilty when you're resting. A lot of people do. A lot of people feel guilty if they're taking a break. Hi Kim, how are you? Nice to see you. Let's take a look at the recent past. Justice, equal giving and receiving and balance. This says stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. I mean, Libra energy is air, swords, right? Truth, clarity, communication. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Kim. I'm sorry that you've been feeling sick. So let's see. There's the Libra energy right there. We got the confirmation. Air energy, it's developing. So balance is developing. It feels like we're kind of going up and down, back and forth, but at the same time, we're looking at finding ways to recalibrate. Like specific questions, like specific to you, I'm just doing a general collective reading. I do offer like personal readings that are recorded or on Zoom. If it's a general question, that's a little different, but Sonia, you're asking about when you will get a job in Germany. I wish for you to get that job. It's kind of like what I said earlier. I don't know if you heard me say this, but whenever we're saying when, like when will I? And if I haven't said this to you guys in a while, just as a reminder, this comes from my teaching days, especially teaching French grammar. You know, there's a verb tense that talks about doubt, because the doubt will change the tense. Hi, Jill. And whenever we are asking, you know, questions, it means you have doubt. That means you don't for certain believe you will get that job. If you're saying, when will I find love? That means you doubt. Internally, you doubt getting that love. We want to make power statements. We want to say, you know, I am love. I am content. I am abundant, right? Hi, Rogue, how are you? So always remember that what you speak or how you speak, and if you question, that means you're showing doubt to yourself. Just like if you were to say to yourself, I'm confused, I'm confused, I'm confused. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And how many people do you know do that? I know lots of people who say, oh, I'm so confused. I don't know, I'm so confused. If you tell yourself that all the time, then you're manifesting that, right? That means you're sort of sitting in limbo. So Kit, you're asking exactly what I just said, and I'll just reiterate. You're asking when. Your question is when. You're asking about timelines. And the truth is that there's really no such answer, because it'll be when it's meant to be, right? It all depends on how you think about it. If you're focusing on it and worrying about it and, you know, stressing that you won't have something, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's tough, Kit. I hear you. So let's see. Let's take a look at the strength position. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Let's see. Two of Swords. I'm kind of laughing at the card because it says indecisive witch. What did I just say? How many of you are feeling indecisive? You know, where Two of Swords essentially is about making a decision. And it says, wake up. What is it that you truly want? So you know what I always say when I see the Two of Swords, not that the true meaning of, the true meaning of the Two of Swords is making a decision, right? Hi, Laura. How are you? I always attribute it in my mind, are you in the old or are you in the new? You know? So, Adriana, that's wonderful to hear. I'm happy that you're experiencing good things in your life. Congratulations. But I would say, if you're an old energy, you're going to repeat old stuff. If you choose to be a new energy, you're going to experience new things. And again, how do you know it's not going to be the best thing that ever happened to you? You know? So you're starting to tap into the new, but only starting to. That's okay, Kit. It's going to take time. These things do not happen overnight. There is no specific timeline, right, for change. As long as it's one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, that's what's important. And I just said this to somebody today when I was out this morning. Again, one foot in front of the other. You don't even know what's tomorrow. You don't know what the day after is. You don't know what you're going to have for dinner in 2068. I don't know what I'm going to eat. How are you going to know? So we can't try to always be in the worst case scenario or trying to figure out all the different angles of it years from now, because you have no way of knowing. So you're trying to, but you don't know how to accept help, and from who. It depends on what we're referring to. Obviously, I can't answer to that specifically. Hi, Real One. Hi, Janet. I would just say that there is all, how do I say this? Balance. You don't always have to be giving. You can receive. But again, you got to surround yourself with people with good energy. Oh my gosh, Janet, congratulations. That's incredible. I'm happy for you. Congratulations on your pregnancy. Let's see, what's this Two of Swords about? Hi, Kara. I'm well, thank you. How are you? And it's interesting. Somebody is avoiding making a decision because this is a card of like, let it be in detachment. Like I always say, be careful that you're not waiting on someone else to make a decision for you, right? You're asking about your ex coming back, as in like what you should do about your ex coming back? It really depends. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate it. There's congratulations coming over from IG on your, congratulations on your pregnancy. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Yeah, Kit. I know it must not be easy, I'm sure. And Jill says, congratulations. I love when all the different platforms congratulate. You're exhausted today, Kara? Yeah, I hear you. It's a lot of it is the full moon coming. We are doing the full moon Zoom tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking full moon in Scorpio, amongst other things. But you're welcome. Very exciting, Janet. Hi, Jen. How are you? I'm well, Michelle. I'm well. Oh, thanks, Jen. Yeah, when I wore this today, I got so many compliments on this blue, and I laugh because, as you guys know, I own this sweater in every color, like 5 different colors, times 2. I legit think I have like I have 9. I have 9. I should have bought 2 purple and I didn't. Karma's the one that ate the purple sleeve, you know. Do you ever do that when you like a top, you buy it in like every color? And because the colors were so vibrant and so beautiful, that's why I bought so many of them. I bought 2 black ones, 2 blue, 2 yellow, 2 red, and 1 purple. Always, Val. Always. Always. No, they're not from Winners. They're from the shopping channel. They're from the shopping channel. And you know what? When you find a top that you like or a color that you like, you know, and then it was on sale. I bought it originally. I didn't buy them all at once. I bought them originally in the first colors, and then they went on sale, and then I bought them later when they were cheaper. Oh, I waited them to go like on discount, right? I'm not paying full price. I do too, Jill. I've bought a lot of tops from Walmart. I'll buy from anywhere as long as I like it, you know. Hi, Zachary. How are you? Oh, I know, Jen. It's tough. You wanted to reach out. You have a much clearer head today. Yeah, and that was a test. That's really just a test for you, you know. Let's take a look. Every time you think something is finally okay, that's when things start falling apart. It feels like your downfall begins the moment you relax. Oh, you feel hopeless. I can help you, doctor. I can help you. I just can't help you right this second in this moment. A lot of this requires deep talk, right? But a lot of the times expectations get us into trouble. Overgiving gets us into trouble. Are you learning the lessons? If they're because like if things are repeating themselves, doctor, that means something is not being understood, right? Oh, thanks, Laura. Yeah, no, this shade is really, in person especially, it's very, very bright. Yeah, Jen just said I refuse to chase, so I will not be reaching out. Exactly. Exactly. The more you chase, the more they run. So, bye, Jill. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Let's take a look. Hi, Dee Dee. Let's take a look at the near future. We have here 6 of Swords, moving on to calmer waters and peace. Oh, you're welcome, kid. I appreciate your kind words. Hi, Sandy. This says, all aboard, witch. I love this deck. All aboard, witch. It's time to write a new chapter. And I've been talking about this. I've seen a lot of like book cards where it's like, you have more chapters to write. Yeah, you don't want to run after someone to tell them that you are fantastic when they should already know that. Exactly. Nothing that's meant for you, Jen, is ever going to pass you by. You're learning very valuable lessons. I love that about you. You're very self-aware, and you're able to recognize it. It's a tough task for sure. Yeah. So, doctor, if things are repeating over and over again, that means you're missing something. You're not acknowledging something. So let's see, with that 6 of Swords, complicated. You know what I always say? Is it truly complicated, or are you making it complicated? Because I would say, 99% of the time we make it complicated. I think what it comes down to, and Jen, it's not anything to do with what you just said, because you are listening in the fact that, like you're listening to the person who's basically telling you. But a lot of times in general, family, friends, relationships, we don't listen. We don't listen. We just do whatever we want. We have the expectations, and we don't consider what's going on with the other person or their free will in it as well. Yeah, Jen, you will. You'll push through that. Like you said, you just need a little bit of time. And everything will be okay, right? So, hi, Kate Louise. How are you? Hi, Jennifer. Well, Jennifer, people always have a habit of coming back around. I wouldn't say necessarily forever, but if you're worried about the timeline, and I said this a lot today, actually, if it's a constant when, you're not going to manifest what you're looking for. You got to go live your best life and let things come to you, right? Hi, Patricia. How are you? Hi, Lisa. How will your solo trip go? Well, with the question, it sounds like you're doubting it. There's no doubt you're going to have an amazing time. Believe that you're going to have a good time. Right? I know it sounds cheesy, but it's very true. So let's take a look at the suggested approach. Interesting. The Hermit. This is about searching your soul. It also says there are some things that must be done on your own, right? Your healing is about you. Unfortunately, Jennifer, I can't because I'm doing a general collective reading. If you'd like me to do a personal reading for you, I can look into that for you, no problem. But right this moment, we're doing a general collective reading. But I send you a lot of love and positive vibes for what you're hoping to manifest. Zephyr, we're doing a general collective reading. You're welcome, but you're welcome to stay and see if there's any messages for you. I have the best online family. You're always welcome to join us. So the Hermit is searching your soul, and Temperance. I know not everyone's going to like this. Patience. So Lise, let me address your question. I'm kind of addressing some of these random questions that have come through today. Is my husband having an affair with a woman at work? So your intuition is telling you, otherwise you wouldn't be asking, right? So there's two things you can do. You can ask directly your husband, and you can ask yourself what you want, because it really does come down to what are you willing to accept and not willing to accept. I know, Melissa, trust the damn process. Actually, it's more like TTFP. TTFP. Hi, Talia. How are you? So just be mindful of trusting your intuition or not. You're welcome, Doctor. I can't write this second, but I could in a private reading if you like, or a recorded reading. But yeah, Tracy said, look for the signs and they will be there. I mean, I was married. My ex-husband had an affair with somebody at work. The signs are there, coming home late, work meetings or work gatherings, phone face down, There's always going to be something that will indicate, third party. Hi, Chuck. How are things in Brazil today? Hi, Blameless. More like we need TP for the TTP. We sure do. I hear you. But this temperance energy is patience. And what I was saying at the very beginning is patience means living your life, doing what you got to go do, allowing things to come to you as you're doing what's necessary. 85% of affairs start at work. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. But I also don't feel, and forgive me for saying this, but and I've been through this. I don't feel like people wake up one morning and just say, I'm going to cheat today. In my case, I definitely take responsibility. I don't think I deserve what I got, but I can take responsibility for things that were crumbling in my relationship. Hi, Edward. How are you? If two people are really connected, then I don't necessarily see stepping out of the relationship. But trauma can creep in, and that's what happened in my case. A lot of trauma crept in, some depression, and not on my part, but on their part, and they kind of burned it all down, you know? So let's take a look at what do we need to know. Yeah, Jen just said you're the main character in your story. Whatever you decide is what you decide. Don't wait for somebody else to make that decision. 100%. Never make your life contingent on someone else. That's where the MFCS, POS, motherfucker, cocksucker, piece of shit story comes from. When someone said, I'm going to search my soul. And I was like, oh, that's so wonderful. Yeah, search your soul. Yeah. And then a few days later, all of a sudden, MFCS, POS was born, where I was like, are you kidding me? Absolutely not. My life is not contingent on someone else searching their soul. It's contingent on me, right? Sarah, we're just doing a general collective reading, so just being here is participation. You're always welcome. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Yeah, Jen, I know. It's not that it's an easy thing to do, but we can do hard things. Yeah, I hear you. We all do, Alex. We all need to know the lotto numbers, that's for sure. Let's take a look at what do we need to know. You're welcome. I would be happy to do that, Lisa. I have a lot of experience, especially in that aspect. I've been through it. I would never tell you to do something that I wouldn't do personally, you know? Hi, Farfanugan. How are you? So the Three of Cups, that's kind of interesting. The Three of Cups is about celebration. It's also about a party, an engagement, or a wedding. But sometimes when we see three people, I'm not saying this is the meaning of the actual card, but two's company, three's a crowd, right? So just understand that you need more celebration in your life, more fun in your life. At the same time, if you have any interference or anybody poking into your relationships or your business, that boundaries are always necessary. You know, again, boundaries are the number one thing people come to me about. Boundaries. Not having strong enough boundaries. Allowing behavior. You know? Lena, these are all free. It's a general collective reading. So that Three of Cups and the Strength card, Leo energy. You know, and confidence. It's also the Queen of Wands. Now, I will say this. Queen of Wands can have a meaning at times of another woman. And it doesn't have to be about gender necessarily, but it's because the Queen of Wands is a Queen of Wands. But it can indicate someone else in the mix if that is. Maybe that's a message for you, Lise. I don't know. But, you know, that can be an example. But again, we're going to look at it like having more joy and confidence in our life. Right? So let's see. Thank you, Becca. I appreciate it. Hi, Sean. How are you? So let's see. What is the hope and or fear? The Strength card. Again, it's like the universe was like, I said what I said. It takes great strength to be soft. It does. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to be soft. It's hard to let go. I know, Lise. Like I said, Lise, I can help you with that. It's not hard. I know exactly what you're feeling or what you're going through. But more than likely, Lise, it has to do with boundaries, like I just said. You know? Yeah. Exactly, Christine. So let's see. Let's get a couple more cards. I got to go in a minute because I've got to make some coffee, get some water. I have a session very, very soon. But let's see what else we need to know. Oh, I thought there were two cards there. The Albatross. This is about baggage and burdens, regrets, shame, guilt, feeling cursed. You got to let go. That's really what it comes down to. If you want new energy to come in, you got to let go of the old. And anything that's holding us back, weighing us down emotionally, got to work through it. Can't avoid it. And what is the probable outcome? Seven of Cups. You got to make a decision. I don't know if any of you are experiencing this, but it's like decision paralysis, you know, where you're just not sure what decision to make or what to do. It's like saying you've got seven cups on the shelf and you're not sure which one. You know, it's like saying, I could be happy with this, I could be happy with that, but you don't know which one to choose. Yeah, I'm on early today and the kitties are sleeping. Yes, they are sleeping. Although Karma has a new spot that she's loving on her kitty counter. Oh, you know what? On a side note, I don't even know if I even want to talk about it because it breaks my heart. It like, oh my gosh. Something happened yesterday. Like makes me sad. So I had on my balcony, I have like a walkout from my downstairs, but I also have a walkout onto a balcony off my living room. And I didn't know I had two zero gravity chairs that I had left out over the winter, just like folded up. I should never have done that. My mistake. And when I went out there yesterday, because it was really sunny, I took apart the chair and there was a squirrel's nest in there and they were so cute. I don't know if any of you have ever had this happen where I went to go move the chair and I saw a mom and two, they weren't babies, but they were probably like teenager squirrels. And of course I asked Chad GPT what to do. And I'm scared because I know, and I feel horrible because it broke my heart, Dana. You don't even understand. Because the problem is that if you leave the nest there, they can destroy things, right? And they can also like bite or attack. They could rip your face off. I mean, not literally, but maybe. And so I wasn't sure what was going to happen. And what I saw was that the two young ones, like they didn't run away, but they kind of went away like slowly. And then the mom was calling for them and it broke my heart. No, they weren't babies. They were grown up. Oh, thank you for making me feel better. Okay, bye. Thank you. As that's the name of the person. Okay, bye. Like I wasn't saying okay, bye. Just so you guys know. It's like when haters comes in the room, it's like that's their actual username is haters. But anyways, I felt horrible. And the mom was calling and hopefully they all found each other. I know, me too, Kim, but I'll tell you why I didn't. I had to because it was right, because of where it was on my deck. That's the only reason. If it had been somewhere else, I would have just left them. If it had been down on the ground level, I would have left it. But I couldn't leave it there because if I did, it could pose an issue. Oh, thank you, Sarah. You're very kind. I appreciate it. Thank you. I have a lovely online family. Yeah, Chad the advisor. I know. But anyways, yeah. So I was really brokenhearted over these squirrels yesterday. But Chad GPT assured me, we went through all the possibilities of what to do with the with the nest and everything, because it built a nest in these chairs. They're old enough. They're not babies. No. Yeah. Apparently they have other nests. They don't just have one, you know. Do some squirrel mention, like as in like talk to them. But I will tell you, it was really surreal because they were not mad at me though. Like the mom wasn't mad at me. Hi Meredith. The mom wasn't mad at me. The babies weren't mad at me. It's not that they were mad at me or that they were attacking. And if anything, they were calm. Like when I first went to move the chair, they have bougie homes. Yeah, squirrels are bougie. No, I read, Lise, that they have they usually have other alternatives just in case. And so anyways, when I went to go move the chair, I didn't know what was behind the chair. I had no idea. And the squirrel's face looked up at me. It didn't even say anything. Like it just looked at me. It didn't attack. It didn't make any noise. It didn't whatever. It was probably scared, but it didn't do anything. And they just kind of left. Like I didn't have to do anything to make them leave. Like they left, but I was like brokenhearted over it. Squirrel mamas are very smart. They're prepared for all, oh, good. I've heard that they have a contingency plan, but yeah, oh, it just broke my heart. Do they have them close together? I have no idea, Lise. I don't know. But I do know that I live, like, right behind me is a ravine, like there's trees. So I know that I'm not in an area where it's like city or like they could get hurt. There's like literally all trees behind me. But yeah, anyways, oh. So Seven of Cups and the Archer says implementing a strategy. So obviously this is about somebody that needs to take aim at something, you know, make a decision on something. But anyways, I didn't know if any of you had any experience with squirrels because I felt absolutely horrible. But I've been checking and like I don't, everything looks okay out there, but just made me, because like when it comes to animals and nature, I don't like any animals being hurt or in danger, or if I could have left them, I would have. But I couldn't leave them on the balcony. You feed them peanuts. My sister has really lovely squirrels at her place that come by her window every day. She feeds them too. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the probable outcome. The Seven of Pentacles. So we got a few sevens, right? Nurture what you have and see how it grows and grows. So seeds are planted. They're not going to harvest overnight. It's a trust the process. You can't go busting out the miracle grow, as I always say. You can't make a pregnancy happen sooner, right? Fruit is going to harvest on the trees when it's ready. Nothing we can do to force anything. So let's take a look at what else we need to know here. The diamond ring. It's almost like, you know what's funny? We started off with the Ace of Pentacles, which was the first card, which can be like, obviously something new, but it can be considered to be the road to proposal. And funny how we ended up with the diamond ring here. And it says next level. We're just not there yet, right? That's the Seven of Pentacles. Gonna harvest, but not yet. And so it's almost like you're going to the next level, but it's gonna take its time. All right, my friends. Oh, you said maybe it's the best thing that ever happened to the squirrel family. Yeah, that's a very good point, Christine, using my line. Absolutely, I agree. I agree. It could be the best thing that ever happened to them. You never know. You never know. Nick, are you feeling a bit of that energy? Which one? I mean, the committed, I prefer the committed, not to be committed. Hi, Stay. Good to see you too, Barry. Thank you. Ace of Wands means a rod of fire, Val. It means a spark, passion, creativity. Thanks, Alex. You too. So, hi, Nevery. How are you? Oh my God, it's been forever. How are you, my friend? Wow, it's been a long time. But I remember you. Tomorrow night, we're doing the full moon Zoom at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you'd like to join, we're going to do a 2-hour general collective reading, talk about the full moon in Scorpio and other such things. And then you'll get a mini moon reading sent to you by the next new moon. Yeah, it's the same account. Yeah. Nice to see you. Unfortunately, I got to run because I have a session in like 5 minutes. So I got to make some coffee and have a quick pee. Sorry for the TMI. Thanks, Christine. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Val. Appreciate you guys being here. All right, everybody. IG, have a wonderful rest of your night. And I'll pop on live probably tomorrow at some point. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Okay, YouTube, have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you to my moderators. Yeah, and I'll try to catch you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thank you. Bye, guys. Thank you too, Jose, Laura, everybody, Dana, Becca. Appreciate it. Oh, it doesn't want me to go. Thanks, CL. Bye, guys.